and welcome back to my channel. So I am 39 weeks pregnant at this point, and I am super excited to welcome our new baby into the world. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl, and I currently have an 8-year-old stepdaughter and then a 14-month-old son. And so my son and this new baby are going to be almost exactly 14 months apart. So we are headed into the world of life with 2 under 2. And I could not be more excited. I love having my son. It has been the most awesome experience raising a baby, and I can't wait to do it again. But it is going to be different having 2 kids who are both so young and need so much. So I wanted to share my thoughts on having 2 under 2 because a lot of people ask me, was this something I planned? Was this something I wanted? What am I thinking? And then also some of the things that I've been doing and my husband has been doing as well to prepare for the arrival of our second baby under 2. So first and foremost, the first thing that people in my personal life always ask was, did you plan this? Or did you realize you could have kids so close in age? And they kind of are a little bit condescending toward it, even though my husband and I have been completely joyful about it the whole time. So did I plan this? No, not in the sense of making a huge effort to have 2 kids super close in age, but being Catholic, I don't believe in artificial contraceptives, and neither does my husband, so we didn't prevent it, and we knew that it was a very real possibility to have another kid anytime after our first. So it wasn't really a plan, but it wasn't something we didn't want either. We were totally excited. I mean, even a couple months that went by, we thought, I could be pregnant. I wonder if I am. And it was a very happy and joyful thing for us. And we were super excited when we found out. It wasn't something that was a negative at all. We've just always been open to life, and that's how we plan to continue to be in the future, unless if there's a big health issue or something like that where we have to practice NFP, then we'll do that and worry about that when the time comes. But for now, we have no reason not to welcome more kids into the world. And so with this baby, yeah, it wasn't a big plan, but it also wasn't something we didn't want either. So we're very excited, and it's just been such a joy. Along with that, I do realize that life with 2 babies can be very challenging, and I tend to have very low energy. I tend to get stressed out a lot, and those are 2 things that are probably some of the most difficult obstacles to have when you have any kids, much less 2 that are both in diapers and everything like that. But I just think it'll be really cool that both these 2 will be very close in age. I always wanted to have a sibling close in age to me. My sister was 9 years younger than me, and then my brother was 10 years younger than me. So they were very close in age, but I had, a 9 to 10 year gap, which was great. I mean, especially now that we're older, it feels like the age gap has merged a little bit, but it still would have been cool to have a sibling my age. And so I look forward to that for my son, to be able to have a sibling right around his same age, especially because I'm planning on homeschooling. It'll be nice to have them closer together. And so that has been wonderful. So far with this pregnancy, it's been a pretty smooth pregnancy. I've been very tired and needed, a lot of time to rest, but my son has cooperated very well along the way, and I've had so many family members reach out and spend some time with him when I just needed to rest or just needed a little bit of a break one day, and so that has been a blessing too. And my husband is an enormous help. Also, he's always there when he comes home. He, does diaper changes for me and all these things. He's just a great dad, and he doesn't just pawn everything off on me because I'm a stay-at-home mom. When he's home, he is very active and involved, in both our kids' lives and this little baby too. So throughout my pregnancy, people have been making comments about how hard it will be, or they'll say stuff like, do you realize that you're gonna have 2 kids in diapers? And I mean, for the most part, our family has been really positive. It's usually people who are a little more distant to us that have a bit of the negativity. And so the thought did cross my mind, like, okay, I am going to have 2 children who are heavily dependent on me, who are both not potty trained, and what am I supposed to expect from this? So I joined a couple groups on Facebook for people with 2 kids under 2, and I reached out and put out a post, and I just asked, what is your best advice? If you were pregnant and you could give somebody advice on what to do to prepare in advance for the next baby, what would you say? And there were so many wonderful responses, and I just kind of pulled from those and could understand what they were saying. And then I made a list, and I shared it with my husband, and he agreed that those were things that we should do and have. So I'll share those with you now. So the number one thing people kept mentioning was to create a safe play space for your toddler, the older one. So what that means is a place where you know that you can place your toddler and they are going to be safe. They're not going to get hurt. They're not going to run away. There's some toys that they can play with. They're not going to get into anything. And basically the idea behind this is that you will have to care for another baby, and sometimes you will have to put your toddler's needs on hold and prioritize the infant. Or maybe you are very tired and run down and you just need a nap, or you just need to do a quick thing in the house. You want to make sure that that toddler is completely safe. So what we did is we created our safe space for my son, and we have a few finishing touches, but basically we made sure all the outlets were covered. Of course, we were already doing that. The floor in there is carpeted, so we really can't get too injured in there with that. Every toy in there is age appropriate for him. There's no small parts. We vacuum frequently, and then I always, before I set him in there, I just do a quick check just to see if any odds and ends ended up getting in there, but usually not. And then in addition to that, we have a baby gate that goes across the open area where my son could come and go, but now we have a baby gate, and it is going to be bolted to the wall. And so basically this place is an area where he can play, kind of run free, but I can still monitor him and I can still hear him throughout the house. So that way it's a place where he's safe, contained, he can entertain himself because his toys are in there, yet at the same time I can do something if I need to tend to a need of the baby, or if I need to do something for myself for a few minutes. I know that he's safe, I know he's contained. Also, one tip for this, and I'm sure if you're a parent you already know, I would suggest that you stick your child in this safe space and pay attention to where they go and what they do when they think you're not around, because sometimes we think that we've baby-proofed everything, and our baby or toddler will find the very 1 or 2 little things that maybe we never imagined needed to be baby-proofed, and they will find a way to make it so it's a hazard. So you do have to monitor and see what may have slipped through the cracks when you thought you foolproof, baby-proof the whole house, and maybe there's a few odds and ends. For example, we had our baby gate up, and then I put a lamp outside of the baby gate. So I'm thinking, okay, he can't reach the lamp, it's outside of the gate. Well, he would pull the cord from this lamp, and I mean, it really wasn't hazardous, but it could potentially be if he pulled and then this floor lamp fell, and I don't know what could happen, but so I ended up having to move the lamp out of the area where it was. So you never know what will come up like that. The next thing that many people mentioned was to get your child, the oldest one, on a routine, and then that way their routine is established, and when the new baby comes, you can kind of fit it towards that. So we'll see how that goes, but but it has been going really well. I'm in a pretty good routine with my son. I know when his nap time is, and I'm very insistent that he takes a nap once or twice a day, definitely once. Lately we've been doing 2 naps. It seems like he's been kind of needing a second short nap, but definitely that first nap of the day I always make sure I set him down for, and that way when the baby comes I know the times where he will be sleeping, and maybe I can try to sync up their schedule a little bit. I know it'll be tough with a newborn being up every couple hours, nursing every couple hours, but knowing your oldest child's schedule is very routine will help, I think, hopefully. Along those same lines, we've been working on getting more organized, more streamlined with our grocery system, more streamlined with cleaning up different things in the house, and just making sure everything is as organized as possible. That way when the baby arrives, we already have our organization systems in place and things don't get too far out of hand. Having my nesting instincts kick in has really helped with this. I've been on top of a lot of cleaning and laundry, but in addition to that, just being organized with papers and clutter, getting rid of excess stuff. We removed a lot of excess clutter from our house this past summer as I've been pregnant, and I think it's helped dramatically just clear our minds and not feel like our home has too much going on. And finally, the last thing we've been doing is making sure to clean everything. Obviously, we would do this anyway, but just being a little extra vigilant about cleaning the pack and play and some of my son's toys, and then anything that my son used as an infant that we're reusing with this next baby, just making sure it's sterilized and prepared, since babies have such weak, little baby immune systems, and you just want to make sure everything is nice and clean and sterile for that baby to use when they're coming home. Another benefit to having 2 under 2 is that you already have a lot of your infant stuff still out already, so you really don't have to go down and dig everything out of the basement or storage, wherever you have it. It's already right around there somewhere, so that has been great. I haven't had to dig much out. Even the clothes, I had just recently, as I was pregnant, been storing my son's old clothes, and so it's nice because I know exactly where they are. They were washed not that long ago, so they're pretty much ready to go for this next baby, and so it's been great. I haven't had to really look for anything or get much of anything new. So those are my thoughts and how I am preparing for life with 2 under 2. If you've experienced life with 2 under 2, let me know any additional tips that you have. I will take all the tips and advice I can get. I'm super excited and really looking forward to this time, but I know that there will definitely be some challenges realistically that will come along with having 2 really young kids, but it's something that I am totally blessed to have, and I realize that, and I'm just grateful for this experience, and I can't wait to share with you my tips that I will learn along the way having these 2 and everything that will come along with it. So thank you as always for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, and have a wonderful rest of your week.